Tonight at 11 on WCNC Charlotte, neighborhoods are drenched tonight from 48 hours of intense rain. Look at that. Roads and bridges have washed out and part of Catawba County is under a state of emergency. Now tonight, the major rain is moving out of the region, but flooding is still a big issue. Good evening to you. I'm Lana Harris, and we do have team coverage on the weather tonight. We've got Lexi Wilson, who is going to show us what has happened to those hardest hit areas. And Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich is tracking the forecast right here in the studio. So we are going to begin with Brad. And Brad, when will people see some relief from all of this?
We are just now starting to see the...
All right, Brad, thank you very much. So like he said, Catawba County was hit the hardest by all of this rain. Just look at that damage. That is a bridge on Snow Creek Road. We've also seen several roads closed because of flooding and parking lots and yards flooded. So WCNC Charlotte's Lexi Wilson joins us now with more on the impact. Lexi? All right, Lexi Wilson there for us. Thank you very much. And for a live Doppler radar and an hour-by-hour forecast, just download the WCNC mobile app. It is free in the App Store. Now to breaking news in Northeast Charlotte. CMPD is on scene of a shooting in the 5300 block of Reagan Drive. We have learned that one person was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. And we know that this happened right around 10 o'clock, but this is all still developing. So stay with us on air and online for updates. Also breaking tonight, a tragic story out of Union County. A deputy was killed in an off-duty motorcycle accident. The sheriff's office posted on Facebook saying 50-year-old Deputy Christopher Horn died after colliding with a vehicle shortly after 6 this evening. And that was in the 4600 block of Griffith Road. State Highway Patrol is now investigating. But turning back to school coverage, it's probably hard enough to get by without a computer at home in this digital age. But add a pandemic keeping us at home and now a virtual school year requiring at-home learning on top of that, and families without one are at an all-out disadvantage. So today, a group helped fill that void, and it showed just how bad that need is in our community.
All right, so let's hold them here, Brent.
This is Pat Millen, the co-founder of E2D, or Eliminate the Digital Divide.
2 days before school every year, we distribute laptops to families that otherwise would struggle to be able to afford.
And today was even more special.
Our computers cost $75 a piece, but today Lowe's is picking up the first $50 on every computer, so they're not going to know until they're checking out that they only have to pay $25 for their computer.
Millen says the sun was barely out this morning when cars started lining up.
We had 165 cars here at 6:30 a.m.
because the event was first come, first served.
Hold them here, I guess, until they clear so we don't block this road.
There's a huge digital divide in Charlotte between the haves and have-nots with technology.
Rob Focus with Avid Exchange, who hosted the event, says they weren't even expecting the amount that showed up.
I mean, we knew it was going to be really busy, but this turnout is tremendous.
I handed out the 400th ticket because we have 400 laptops. I handed that out and I had to turn away about 1,000 people.
Millen says that was rough.
You know, it's a little devastating. These families are so excited about getting a computer for the first time.
Focus believes it's a sign of the times.
COVID and the number of kids that are going to be doing virtual learning, is just the demand is just through the roof.
But Millen says it felt good to help who they could.
The need in Charlotte is so severe. We're going to be doing this again real soon.
All right, hey, if you can donate, be sure to check out our website. We've got more information on that. And we also want to hear from you about your first day of school. So text us your pictures and your videos and your comments to that number on your screen. It is 704-329-3600. Now, UNC is reporting a new COVID cluster on campus. There's a tongue twister for you. A cluster is 5 or more cases, and an alert went out today about an outbreak at the Sigma Nu fraternity. Now, this is on top of the 2 other clusters reported yesterday. That happened in Granville Towers and Ehringhaus community. Now, contact tracing is happening in response to all 3 clusters. Meanwhile, Catawba County officials are investigating a new outbreak at another long-term care facility. This is the 10th congregate care facility outbreak identified in Catawba County, by the way. Now, this time, 4 residents at Bryan Center East have tested positive for the coronavirus. The facility is telling the residents and their family members and staff about the situation. And breaking news that just came into our newsroom, President Trump's younger brother, Robert Trump, is dead at 71 years old. This is video of the NYPD making preparations for the president to visit his brother earlier this week. Robert Trump had been hospitalized in New York City, and right now it's not clear what led to that hospitalization. Now back in Charlotte, several residents had to jump from an apartment balcony to escape a fire this morning, and 2 people are now seriously hurt. Now this happened before 8 a.m. in the 3100 block of Central Avenue. That's in East Charlotte, not far from Briar Creek Road. Now flames and smoke could reportedly be seen coming from the 3rd floor.
We had 2 victims out on the balcony of a 3rd floor apartment. Those two victims were rescued off of a ladder and transported to the hospital.
The cause of that fire is under investigation. Now to the latest on the death of Cannon Hinnant. That is a 5-year-old boy who was shot in the head at point-blank range while he was playing in his front yard. Witnesses say a neighbor walked right up to Hinnant and shot him in front of his sisters. Now that neighbor, 25-year-old Darius Sessoms, has been charged with first-degree murder. Sessoms had reportedly been their neighbor for years and never had any problems with the family. But Hinnant's mother says she is heartbroken and is now calling for the death penalty.
I want death penalty, and I'm going to seek it. It's lost a big piece of our family. He changed all of our lives. He touched everybody that he knew.
People across the country at this point are wondering what could possibly have been a motive for this, but police still have not released one. Meanwhile, the family says they are considering creating a memorial park in Cannon's honor. Now, still to come, the world is reacting to a major diplomatic deal in the Middle East. This is with Israel reestablishing ties with the United Arab Emirates. So we're going to tell you why this deal could potentially lead to more conflict in the region. Welcome back, and we are heading overseas where thousands of Israelis are protesting outside of Israel's prime minister's house. They are calling for him to resign despite an agreement to establish diplomatic ties with the United Arab Emirates. Now, this deal has major implications in that region. Some countries are applauding the move and others are criticizing it. So here is NBC's Matt Bradley in London to explain what's going on. All right, coming up, you are not going to want to miss this look at a birthday celebration for America's oldest person, and she lives right here in Charlotte. Well, we have got to wish a happy birthday to Hester Ford. The Charlotte native is 116 years old today, and she is the oldest person in America. Her family held a drive-through parade outside her home this morning, and family and friends drove by honking and waving. And look at that, she could wave back at 116 years old. Ford was born in 1904, and get this, she has 12 children, 48 grandchildren, and more than 100 great grandkids. Wow. I mean, when you hope to make it to 100.
Yeah, 16 years past that. That's amazing. And you said earlier, she looks amazing.
She does look amazing. And think about the life she's lived.
I know. I just want to have a cup of coffee with her and talk.
Yeah, both world wars, 2 pandemics.
Oh, it's crazy. Happy birthday, Hester, if you're watching tonight. Probably already in bed. That's what people that live that long do. They go to bed early, unlike us. Let's take a look at First Warn Doppler radar.
We'll be back right after this.
Actually, that is all we have for you tonight on WCNC Charlotte News at 11. I'm Lana Harris. We do appreciate you joining us, and we're going to have the latest news, weather, and sports right back here at 6 a.m. Have a great night.